Hello guys, welcome back to the Minecraft mod showcase, and today we're going to be looking at the Twilight Forest by Benny Maniac. Let's get started. So first of all, how do we get here? So this is the portal, and let me go back into the overworld. And the way you get in here, it doesn't matter how big you make the portal, but it needs to be at least 2 by 2. So if I wanted to, I can make a portal that looks like a little heart. Then you fill it with water. You put plants or mushrooms all around, and I can't put mushrooms in this soil. Like this. And then you toss a diamond. It'll get struck by lightning, and then you get your portal. And once you go inside the portal, you'll be in the Twilight Forest. And I didn't use the other portal because I'm afraid of where it's going to send me and what it's going to do to my whole setup, because this took me way too long. Anyway, so these are all the blocks. These blocks actually are creating with a stone cutter, and then you can get the hollow logs and woods. Where did it go? Disappear. And these are all the blocks, so all the different trees around this world will have different textures. So these are all the blocks that you can get from them. Some of the trees that you'll find have spawned already because it took me so long. This is a bookcase, and in this bookcase, the empty one, you can actually put books in there. So if I had all these books, I can put them in, and as you guys can see, it'll show that I have some books in here. And if I right click it again, I'll get the book back. And that's how this one works. Now we keep moving, and then we have more blocks, more different trees, all the different trees, and then there was some over here, but all the woods can acquire the drying rack. And the drying rack will be used to dry different items, so you're going to need them for recipes. So you'll put them in here, and then after a while, you'll right click it, and after a while, the item will be dry, and then you get the other variant for that item. So that's the way to get some of the items or the craftings. So we have all the other blocks, another one of the trees, more blocks. So all these blocks. Then we have these unique ones, which spawn in different trees. And this is a time wood clock. And this one, in a radius of 16 blocks around, will allow for items or crops that are affected by time for their clicking, for their changes to happen at a quicker rate. So that's how this one works. And the way you activate it, you have to right click it, and then you'll see that it's activated, so it changes how it looks. And then we have more blocks, and then we have this one. And this one is another one of those blocks that will appear in some special trees. And this one will actually, in a 16-mile block, will create something called an enchanting forest, which will affect the kind of plants that spawn, or flowers and grass that spawn around it, and the kind of mobs they also spawn around it. So that's how this one works. And then we have more blocks, and then we have this one. And this one, the mining wood, will also affect. They all affect 16 block radius, and this one will pull ore from underneath or wherever. So as long as the block can be replaced, so one on top something can be put on top of it, it will bring in those ores. So as I was setting it up, and you have to right click them to activate it like this. So I was setting it up. It was pull all this ore from underground, and Now we keep moving. More blocks. This is a tree where this one appears at, the mining wood. And then we have this one. This one is called the sorting wood engine. So the way this one works, when activated, it'll look like this. And then any chest around it on a 2-mile radius, 2 block radius, will be the chest that you put all your stuff in there. And everything around it, all the other chests around it in the 16-mile radius, will be the chest where those items will be going to. So this one will try to sort all those items. And I should have set up something here so I can show you guys how it looks. But this one will sort those items around it. And then we keep moving. More blocks, more trees, more signs. Another one of the trees. This one has colorful leaves, as you guys can see. More plants that you guys can find. More bushes. And then we have the bushes. And these will give you berries that you can eat. And then you find these ones all around your world. And then some of them have recipes that you can also get. And then you have this one, which gives you the concentrated essence berries, which you cannot eat because it gives you levels. And I don't know if you guys can hear the clicking, but you guys can see the particles, right? And then we have another couple of other berry bushes. I couldn't find them. I couldn't find a way to place them. I might be placing them in the wrong blocks. But these are the other bushes that will give you berries. I'll show you guys the berries in a second. And then we have other berry bushes that will actually give you ores. So this one gives you iron ore, this one gives you gold ore, and this one gives you copper ore. And then we have more items. These are this is a mason jar, which this is how you craft. And then you can use it to capture cicadas, fireflies and cicadas. And then they look like this. And then you can also put this is a cicada and this is the fly. And there's the other mobs, the firefly and the cicada. They are very noisy. very noisy. And then we have all the statues or the trophies you get from defeating the bosses. So this is kind of a preview of the different bosses that I'll be showing you guys in a minute, and they will have different mechanics of how they work. And then we keep going. And here I was putting all the different spawners that are possible to be there. And then the signature spawner, there's something you can receive from them. I'll show you guys in a minute. And then more blocks so you guys can find in structures. And then we have the skulls. These ones are not craftable. I believe I'm correct on that. Correct. They're uncraftable, but there are decorations, and because they have candles on top of their heads, so you can actually light them up. So if you wanted to, you can use them as light sources. Now then, the keepsake casket will work. The way it works, you cannot craft it, but you'll find it in a dungeon. I think it's the Lich something dungeon. I forgot the name of it, but you'll find them in a dungeon. And then once you acquire it, whenever you die, whatever inventory you had in you will go inside the casket, and then you can recover it that way. The only downside is that after a while it'll start becoming damaged, as you guys can see, and then eventually it'll become the skull chest, which it won't have the same effect as this one, but it'll be as a regular chest. You can store things, but it won't do it won't have the effect to recover your items in case you die. And then we have more decoration items. You have the candelabra, which you can use to also place candles and light them. We have carpets. There are decorations. You won't be able to craft them. You find them in dungeons. Then we have some other blocks. lilies, and then we can keep going. And then we have this. The smoker will have the effect. This is actually found in a biome, and then it'll show the smoking effect. So this one is called the fire jet, and the fire jet, the way it works is if it has some lava underneath, it'll start to tick, and then eventually, there we go, it's doing it, it's getting ready, and there we go, it'll do that, and it'll use up the lava underneath, so the lava will disappear. Now we can keep going. This is called a trophy pedestal. You are unable to craft it either. You'll find them, and then if you place a trophy on top of it, you'll get an achievement. So that's one of the ways to get the achievements, and there's a ton of achievements in this mod also. That Sakira is really loud. Stop it. Now that I'm done reviewing you can be quiet a little bit. And now we move on to the skate smoker. You can craft this guy like this, and if you use some kind of redstone indicator, it'll start doing the effect of the smoker over here, that one over there. The same thing with this one. This is the fire jet, and this is how you craft it. And if you do an indicator with a redstone, it'll do the effect for the fire shooting up. And this one won't consume the lava because it doesn't need lava underneath to do it. Next, we have the gas trap, and this one will actually absorb gas. So you'll find these ones in dungeons. That one in a dungeon, there's no crafting for it. You'll find in a dungeon, and then if you kill this little ghast close to it, it'll start to charge. And start making music. I don't know why there's a lag. I might need to reset the... until eventually, keep going. So eventually you can activate it with a redstone signal, and it absorbs all the gas and then kill them by shooting this laser out. And then it'll need to, and it's really loud, and then it'll need to recharge again before it can do it once again. And let me reset my Minecraft world. I don't know why it's being laggy. Give me a second. Okay, so now it's not doing the weird thing that I was doing. No, so we're going to move on. I don't know why it was lagging. So I reset it, and now it's not. There's no input lag. I don't know why I was doing that weird thing. Anyway, so then we have the vanishing block. The way the vanishing block is that if you right click it, it'll just disappear forever, and you'll find these ones in dungeons, so it'll work around the dungeon. Then we have the reappearing block, which if you right click, it'll disappear. You can go through it, but eventually it'll come back like this. So if you guys wanted to, you can use them as doorways. It would be really cool to use them like that. And then we have the lock vanishing block. And the way this one works is you'll need a power key, which you'll find in the dungeon where you'll find these blocks. And then if you right click it, it'll just become a regular vanishing block. So after doing that, then you can use right clicking, it'll disappear forever. And that's how that one works. And then we have the Carbonite builder. And the way this one works is it will create a bridge to wherever direction you're looking at. So if I come over here, I place it down, I put something to make it react, and then I make it go, it'll create a bridge that you can walk on. And it's not a very long bridge, but it'll create a bridge so you can, and then it disappears. And that's how that one works. Next, we have the evil block that I had to put in this chest. This is called the anti-builder. If it's outside place, it'll start doing this to anything around it. It'll create these weird blocks, so it'll replace any blocks into these ones, and they're just like weird blocks. There's nothing special about them. It's just terrible for your world, so don't place them. And you'll find them in dungeons too. And then we have the reactor, and the way that this one works is the following. So I did it wrong, so this is what it does. Hopefully it doesn't get too big. And then it'll spawn these little guys. I need a sword. I'll just let them roam, I guess. So let me redo that so you guys can see it. I don't want the fire to spread, so I need to cut it off. No, it's climbing too fast. It's climbing too fast. Okay, he just burned that up. I really hope it doesn't catch more things on fire. There we go. So let me come over here and let me redo it. So the way you have to place it is it has to be all around it. So you have to place it like this. Then you have to put one below and then to the sides. And then it'll activate. And then it'll show you fake gold and diamonds, and then it'll start doing that reaction that you guys saw at the very beginning, and then it'll spawn those ghasts at the end. Those blow up, and there we go. And before there's another fire, let's cut off the fuel source, because I don't want the fire spreading and destroying the whole forest. You know? Yeah. No fire. No fire here. Stop. Okay, I think that should do it. I stopped it from spreading. Anyway, let's continue with the next part of the review. Okay, so we have more blocks. All these blocks. Things that you'll find in your world, more blocks. Then we have this thing, the uncrafting table. The way you do it is like this. You'll need a maze map focus, and you'll find this one in chest. And the thing that this one does is that anything that you place in here, it can make it back to whatever it used to be. So if you have some armor and you want the ingredients back because you messed up, you can put them in and you can get them again. But it won't work with broken items, so they have to be brand new. And then we have ladders, and then we have ropes that work like this. And the way you craft a rope is like this, using the root standards, which is some plants that appear in the world. And then the iron ladder is crafted like so. And then we can move on, and that's all the blocks that are here. And now we're going to move to the next section, which is going to be some of the items that appear in this world and you'll need for crafting and other things. So we'll start with the maps. These are the maps. This is how you craft them. You'll need these raven feathers, which drop from the raven, and then you'll have to enchant them by doing this. You'll find the touch berries and the growth stones also, so you can use them here. And then you get the magic map focus, which then you use it to craft the different maps that you might want to use. And the way that they work is once you right click them, you'll receive the magic map and it'll show you the closest dungeon available so you can walk to them. And that's how that one works. And then we have the magic maze, the maze map focus, which you find in chests. Then we have the charm of life, which you will also find in chests, but you can craft the magic charm of 2 by doing so. And the way they work is this one, whenever you die, it'll heal you back up well, before you die, it'll help you back up like a totem of undying, but it'll give you recover 4 hearts, and it'll give you some it'll give you some regeneration, and this one will heal you fully and also give you regeneration. And then we have the charms of keeping, which are also found in chests, and this one, the number 1, will only keep your armor and whatever you're hovering on your taskbar. So whatever you have as the main item on your taskbar, that thing won't disappear when you die. And the one that the second one will keep your armor and everything in your taskbar, and then the number 3 will just keep everything. And you can use those ones to actually fix the broken ones. So you can use them to fix I did something weird. You can use them to fix these ones, so they can be a recover. So that one's fully so it won't show me the thing, but I keep clicking that. So you can use them to recover them and remove the damage from them, and that's how you fix these chests, so they won't break and become just your ordinary skull one. Next we have so you'll find life root, and from the life root you'll get life root, and then you use it to acquire the raw ironwood, like so, and then you use this one to acquire the ingot, which you'll then use for crafting armor and other tools. So that's how you get those tools. And then the steel leaf, you'll find it it'll be a drop, or you'll find it in chest, and then from there you can also use it for crafting recipes for armor. And then we have this maze slime, and then you use this one for armor also, so to create different things, and they'll be used for travel boots to create new things, and I'll show you guys when I get to the travel boots. And then you can use it for also to make sticky pistons and other recipes like these ones. And I'll show you guys the ones that are pertaining to this one. You can actually dry it and get some food from it by getting the dry jelly. Anyway, now we moved to the Naga scales, which are also drops that you'll receive, and you use them for crafting armor. And then there's the wrong iron bar, which you can only get it by finding the fences or the candelabra, and then using the crafting table to receive them, because there's no other way to acquire them apart from those from that. And then there's the armor chart, which you get as a drop from a mob, and then you can use them to craft the armor chart cluster, which then you smell them and you get the ingot, and you use the ingot for crafting recipes. And I'll show you guys the armor in a second. And then we have the night metal loop, which you have to craft it like this, and then you use them for crafting recipes. And then we have the alpha jetted fur, which is used for the armor set, which is the one that I'm currently wearing. And then we have the brittle potion flask and the greater potion flask, and these ones just allow you to have more potions, as you can stack them basically. And this one just allows you to have well, you can right click them with a normal potion, and eventually it'll get filled up, and then you can use it up. This one has and they have different amounts of uses before you need to fill them up again. And then we have, I think I skipped a row, but the tanning. So this is the tanning. This is how you get the tanning, and you use it for leather treatment. So you use the tanning, you get the leather treatment, and then after that, to get the tan leather, you have to let it dry, and then you use this one for crafting recipes. And that's how you get them. And then the Fury Blood and the Fury Tears are acquired by destroying the sinister spawners. So if you destroy them, you have a chance to receiving this. And then we have the Fury Ingot, which is used with those two things to craft them with an iron ingot to receive the Fury Ingot, and then you use the Fury Ingot to create the armor set. And then we have the Artifact, which I think that's when I skip over there, and then use it for the crafting recipes, and then you find this one as a mod drop. And then we have the Exmite Essence, which is used as a crafting recipe for different items, and you find them as also in chest. And then we have the Crown Splinter, Crown Splinter, they use to create the Mystic Crown, which is found in chest. And then we have the Thread, which is also found in chest. And the way this one is pretty cool, it depends how many you have stacks, and it'll just look different like this. And then the single ones, or 2 or I think 3 or more, yeah, 3 or less, they have different, they look different. So I think that's pretty cool in my opinion. And then we have the Boar Essence, which is also used as crafting recipes, and then there are drops or you can find them in chests. And then we have the Carmenite, which is used as also as a crafting recipe, but you can craft them. I clicked too many times. Click the wrong button again. You can craft them like this. And then we have the Magic Beans, which you find them in chests, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I forgot. So you plant them, and then it'll start growing a beanstalk, and that took everything out. Good thing I didn't do this before. So I'll create the beanstalk. It'll grow all the way up, and then we can move on to the next section, which is the music discs. And the music disc, I don't know if they're going to get copyright, so I might cut them depending, but these are all the music discs that it has, and these are the user musics. And the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Next, Maker, and Superstitious. Let me clear my inventory from all these tasks and duplicate of tasks, and I'll get back to the next one, which is the banners. So you can find these ones, you can create the banners with the trophies, and then you will be able to create the different banners, and these are all the patterns. There's one that's glitch, but this is the other pattern, all the banners. And I missed something over here. We have the transformation powder, which you find in a chest, and they can be used to do this. So if you right click a mob from this world or the other world, you can change them into different the different mobs from the different dimensions. So these are all of them. So there's 16 different combinations that you guys can do, and it'll change those mobs into the mobs from the Twilight Forest mod. And that's all of them. I have put them here, but that'll be quicker than me doing that. And then we have all the boats, and then we have skeleton in one of the boats, which I don't know what he's doing there. And then we're going to keep moving to the... Why is there a fire over there? Is the fire spreading? No, it's not. Okay, cool. It's just burning. I know why the fire is there. It's because of the explosion. But anyway, we're going to move into the different mobs in a minute. I don't know how destructive they are going to be, so I'm going to do the armors before I go over there. So these are all the armors that this mod includes, and depending of the rarity, they'll have different stats. I believe all of them have different attributes. So this one has Aqua Affinity, Protection 1, Protection 1, Feather Falling, and then Efficiency, Fortune, Efficiency, Unbreaking, and Knockback. And these are the ones that are the enchantments that come with them when you craft them. And this is the Steel Leaf one, and it has protection, Predator Protection 2, Blast Protection, Fire Protection, Feather Falling 2, and then all the tools also have some kind of effect on number 2. Then we have the Knight's Metal Helmet set, or the Knight's Metal set. This one doesn't have any effects, but it has toughness, and these are the weapons and tools, and they have some specific effects that work with the mobs that will create different well, it allows them to do more damage on, like it says, on armor targets, and armor targets. And then we have the blocking chain, which is a ranged weapon, and then we have the shield. So this one will look like this, but if you right click it, you'll toss the chain out, and then you have the metal ball fly out and deal some damage on whatever it hits. Next, we have the Fury set. This one will burn attackers, and it'll just burn whoever attacks you. And this is burns targets and auto smelting, which is really nice for a pickaxe. And then we have the next set, which is the Arctic set, and then this one just allows you to dye it, so you can change the color of it. Then we have the Yeti set, which is from a boss, and it has it shields attackers, protection 2, it shields attackers, protection 2, and it has Feather Falling 4 on the boots. Then we have the Phantom Helmet. This one, like it says, it will not disappear if you die, so this is the really cool armor to have if you want it, and it's not bad either on the armor or toughness too, so it's quite a good set of armor. And then we have the Naga Scale armor set, which gives you fire protection and protection 3, and the chest plates also reduces the burning time when you're burning. And then we have these interesting other ones. We have the Traveler Wings, which the ability that comes with is high jump, but it also, if you use other items to craft them, you can give them additional abilities, which in this one, with this crafting recipe, it'll give you sidestep, which will do double tap A or D to do a dash. And then with this one, it will give you Agile Ranger, which allows normal movement when using bows. So there. And then we have the other one, which gives you auto repair, which means exactly what it is. And then this one lets you double jump midair. This one gives you auto repair again. Wait. Okay, so it's just a different combination. And then there's this one which combines the Traveler's belt with this one, and allows you to store and withdraw your hotbar. And then we have the Graduate Glide, sneak to activate, and allows you to fly through the air. And you can only have 3 of them at a time, so you have to choose which 3 effects you want in your feathers, your wings, I mean. And then we have the Traveling Gloves. It's just cosmetic. There's nothing you can do with them. They just look like this. And then we have the Goggles, which also have a zoom when you place set. And then you can use these crafting recipes to acquire new effects. So it prevents insomnia and Enderman aggregation. And then this one gives you right click items on the goggles to add display. Repair durability over time. Allows you to place red threads. And then repair durability, and then the other one is restoration and aqua infinity in one, so I'll give you both of them. And then we have the boots, and it gives you the step up effect, which the step up means that it allows you to walk faster forward. And then sniper flow prevents fall damage by making you bounce. It repairs durability over time, allows you to walk on water, increase forward movement speed, that's straight ahead. My bad, step up, it makes you climb a block up. So if you're wearing them, so if I would put them on, let me finish them and I'll show you guys. And then we have the unrestrained, which makes you sink down and walk on the bottom of the floor. But if I come over here, change my boots, walk up blocks without having to jump. We have the belt, which allows you to swap your hotbar, so it gives you a second hotbar basically. And then we have the different recipes, which only has one, which is the combination between the wings and the traverse belt. And that's all the armor. And then we have the different tools. These ones are uncraftable. You'll find them in chest. These are all the bows. So let me get them out. This one has extra damage while charging and extra damage while charging. They're just different versions of each other. And then we have the bows. Where did I put them? Which they have effects. This one's just 3. This one I think it will seek a mob. So if I had any here. Okay, so I spawn this guy and then I use the seeker bow. I'll find the mob no matter where I point at, within reason, you know. And if you have turbo aim, it's a great bow. The ice bow will have also an effect. If I see this guy and why are you glitching again? Are you things? He hit it. Hey, stop. I'll freeze him like this. There we go. Then let me put another one, and then the enter bow will probably teleport them like this. And now it's gone forever. Oh well. And then maybe you can get something that won't fly away. We'll use the red caps. I'll show you guys the eyesore. We'll freeze them. And then we have the giant swords, which have a longer reach. And then we have the giant pickaxe. And then we have the glass sword, which has a ton of damage. It's just a sword. And then the ice bombs will actually be bombs. So toss it and it'll do that. It'll just make snow around, and there drops as a sneak peek. And then we have the other ones, I guess you can call them. So this is one of the ones. This is another one. Zombie one makes zombies spawn and get your new minions to attack. and then the scepter one. I forgot to click record again. So I stop for a second. Fortification will do this. Will give you a little shield to prevent, to kind of take the less damage. And the Scepter of Life draining, I didn't show it very well, but if you hold it, it'll start draining the life and of the entity and healing you. So eventually, Mr. Redcap will perish. And that's all the scepters. Now we move on to these guys. The Lamp of Cinders. I think I need another entity. These are not craftable. And then if you hold it and then shoot it, it'll do this. It'll do cinders around you and light things on fire. And eventually, this guy will die, but eventually because it's just taking damage by fire. And then we have the Emperor's Cloth, which you can use to make any armor piece shrouded, which means that if you wear it, it won't appear on your body. So if you use a potion of invisibility, you can disappear to entities and they won't find you as normal invisibility is, but you can still have armor on, so you won't have to sacrifice the armor for it. And then the ore magnet is another cool little tool that you can use to extract ore. So you can see some ore over there. If I hold it, you should bring it to me like this. So I move the ore here now. So you can use it for mining, to bring in the ore closer to you, and so you have to strip mine or do anything else. The ore meter will show you where ore is located around you, what ore you can find. And then the Rabbit's Pocket Watch will give you some effects, which is speed, haste, and jump boost, as long as you have it. If you hold it in your hand, it'll give you haste, but if you don't hold it in your hand, it won't just give you the speed and the jump boost. So I believe if you hold it in your offhand, you can get the haste and you can mine faster, or hit faster if you want to. So let me get rid of this. What happened to it? Oh, there. I don't know, that's weird. And then we have the moon dial. Will show you it works like a regular clock. It'll show you just the phases of the moon, how up is the moon. Then we have the horn, and then it'll just make the noise, and then it'll destroy blocks around you. It's like eating the blocks like the rams. Then we have the Peak of Feather Fan, which if you right click it, you throw a gust of wind and throw away entities. And then we have the Moonborn Queen, which is a cool thing. You right click it and then you can toss little worms out, which light up your world. And it couldn't fall on that block. But anyway, that's how it works. It runs out of, it has durability, so it'll run out eventually. I'm just in creative, so it won't run out ever. And then we have the foods. And then you have the strawberries, all the berries, all the different foods that you guys can do. You can make into little plates of fruits. And this one just gives you food back, hunger back, I mean. I'll just give you hunger back, but it won't give you any effects apart from the ones that I have right here. These ones, if you consume them, let's bring that one too, they'll give you different effects. Like this one will give you glowing. This one will give you, these are different berries, will give you regeneration. This is the dustberry. If you eat them, it'll give you night vision. The skyberry, you eat it, it'll give you jump boost and slowness. If you drink the stringberry, it'll give you strength and mining fatigue. The gelatinous slime drop, if you eat it, it gives you speed. And this one, let me open it. If you eat it, it gives you resistance. And the meat stroganoff, if you eat it, it gives you strength and fire resistance. And the hydra chomps, it'll give you regeneration. And there's one more, the expire 115. If you eat this, it won't give you anything, but it'll give you some achievements. And then that's all of these ones. And we can finally go into the mobs. And then after the mobs, I'll show you guys the different structures. You'll find some of the bosses on some of the older structures. So I'll go through all of them after showing you guys the mobs. And I need something to hit with. So give me a second, I'll be right back. I'll just let me get a sword and some food because I'm going to try to fight them in survival. Okay, so I'm going to move on and get, I guess, a stack of mobs, and I'll show you guys how they look. This is the Alpha Jetty. So this is one of the bosses. I thought about fighting them, but maybe I'll let you guys struggle with them. I think. Are you freaking out too? Let me go into survival. I didn't want to go into survival, but let me go to survival. Oh, there we go. There you're doing your little dance. Oh no. Oh no. The glass sword breaks. I forgot. Oop. Would you work now without breaking? There we go. And then when it dies, it'll drop a chest with trophy and the stuff. And why are you kidding me? Stop it. This is not your showcase. Anyway, that was the Alpha Jetty. Then we have the Armored Giant, which is this guy who will look like me. When it dies, it has a chance to drop the giant sword, which is huge, as you guys can see. Then we have the Bighorn sheep, and then when it dies, it drops some wool and some mutton. And I think the mod is also after a while they start doing weird things. It's like a delay on their movements. I don't know why. And then we have the block and chain goblin. We'll drop the armored sharps. We have the boar. Some food. We have the carbonite. The carbonite gas guard. Hi. Ow. I'm glad I waited until the end to do this because they're very annoying. Anyway, so that's all those ones. Then we need to move on to the next ones. So let me get a chunk more because there's a ton in here. And then we have the carbonite gasoline. You guys saw it already a couple times. The carbonite golem. The death tone. The deer. The dwarf. Rabbit. And now it's gone. And the fire beetle. The giant miner. We'll drop the giant pickaxe. And then we can grab some more. We have the hedge spider. The helmet crab. The hostile wolf. They're all moving weird. Give me a second. Let me reset the thing. I don't know why after a while. I think it might be the Neo Force with my recording thing. But anyway, let me come. Okay, I'm done. Hopefully it doesn't do it for the rest of the Mochokis. We have the Hydra, which this is going to make a mess in here. I'm scared of doing this here. We have the Hydra. This is the Hydra, and you have to hit its heads when they open to do damage, and I died. Let me creative. I lost everything, didn't I? I lost everything. I have those chests. It probably did it. No, I think it just went out everywhere. I think it just. Hello, Hydra. Can you go away? Give me a second. Let me get rid of the Hydra, and then I'll get back to the next mod. Boop. Also, something I forgot to say, apart from it being really loud, is that as you destroy the heads, more heads will spawn, and eventually it'll die. And once it perishes, come on, finish. You'll get your chest with all your goodies in there. Next, we have the ice crystal. This little guy. They have the king spider with the night phantom. And hopefully I didn't miss anything else because of me dying and lost one of the chests, one of the spawn eggs. Hopefully I didn't. Okay, so that's all of them. I'm just going to not do it in survival anymore. And then let me grab the other chunks. I think the actress already did. We have the cobalt. That cobalt already did that one. Go away. We have the Twilight Lich, which is another one of the mobs, the bosses, which has some stupid chill. And I don't think, because I believe you have to destroy some stuff that appear on it, around it, to remove the chill. The chill, I won't be able to get it. Ah! I guess the Twilight Lich is going to be with us for the rest of the Chokis. We have the Goblin Knight. Now is that? Which now has little goblin legs. They're so funny. We have the Maze Slime, which comes in all the slimy sizes. Here. Bye. Then we have the Mushroom, which is another one of the bosses. A chest with your loot. Then we have the Minotaur. And then we can move on to the next chunk. It's going to be this ones. We have the Miss Wolf. We have a Mosquito. We have the Naga, which is another one of the bosses. Which this one is freaking annoying, and you have to kill it in the head to kill it, which walks around like a freaking. There, die. And then eventually it dies. And then you get your loot. And we have the Pinch Beetle. I believe they carried you, the Pinch Beetles. The Penguin. The Question Ram, which is technically kind of like a boss. You have to give it all the kinds of different wool, and then it'll become a long, cheap ram, I guess, and it'll give you a trophy. And then we have the raven. And then we can get the other ones. We have the red cap, which I was using to demonstrate some other things. We have the red cap sapper. We have the skeleton. The slime beetle. This one will throw range attacks. The snow guard spawn. The Snow Queen, which is one of the bosses also. Gives you a chest and gives you a bunch of loot. This is how one of the ways you can get one of those bows. And then we have the squirrel. It's a cute little guy. Just let him go. And we can move on to the next chunk. That leech, man. There we go. We have the stable ice core. The swarm spider. The tiny bird. And the tower wood boar. And that's all of them from this section. And then we have more still. Up to there, right? Yep. They are the troll. Come with your face. Come on. We have the unstable ice core. And is it going to blow up? Yes, it is. And then we have the Urgas, which is another boss. He's massive and loud. There. Dead. And then you get a chest too, right here. And we have the Wither Wolf. The Wraith. The Wraith. And the Jetty. And that's all the mobs there are. They all have different attacks. I got killed by the Naga, but I guess you guys can experience them in your own way. I've been recording for a while too. Anyway, so that's all the mobs. Now I'm going to show you guys the different structures, and that's going to be it. So give me a second. I'll come back when I find the first structure. Before I go to the first structure, I just wanted to let you know that this dimension, because it's a new dimension, it'll come with a bunch of different biomes. So there's a ton of that biomes, different variations and all that. So you guys will find the biomes all around. I won't go through all of them. There's a ton, and they will all look similar to this forest and other things, but not similar. But they'll just be different biomes. I'll let you guys explore them. But I wanted to show you guys the structures before then, and this is actually one of the structures. This is the maze one. But I'll be back with the first structure in the list. So this is the first one. This is the Aurora Palace, and this is how it looks from the outside. This huge structure, and then there's a ton of things inside. So if I come down here and I walk through it, then you'll find the whole structure in its parkour hell. I guess if you want to do parkour. But you'll find here, you'll find all the crystal things. Let me out of here. Next, we're going to go to this is a camp. You'll find them around the world, and you can find the little racks with drying items in there. and you can find a chest with different things, and then you can find some of the berries, which is here too. And this is the camp. This is the Dark Tower. It looks like this. It's massive. It's a massive structure, and I guess something exploded there. But this is where you guys will find those blocks. They'll disappear when you click them, like this. And this is the whole structure is massive, and you'll find the gas, and this is where you'll find the boss Gasp also. Next one. So this is technically another structure. This is called the Fallen Trunk, and you'll find it just a big trunk like this, and you'll find little fireflies in frasks all around. And this, I'm pretty sure this is just the biome itself, but it looks like this. And this is the structure called the Fallen Trunk. Very simple, but very interesting, I guess, in a way. Next one. This is called the Final Castle, and it's another massive structure. And apart from it being massive out here, there's also an underground. So you guys go underground, there's also all this thing underneath. So this structure is massive, and this is called the Final Castle. So this is another one of the structures. It's called the Giant's Home, and I guess this is the place where you use the beanstalk, the magic beans, to climb up, and you'll be able to get here to where the giant lives. And this is how you get those giant blocks and giant pickaxe and sword from them. So next, this is the next structure. This is called the Hedge Maze, and it'll just be a maze full of different things. So you'll walk in, and then you'll try to find your way in, and there's spawn eggs everywhere. There's some chests, some places, and then you have to fight through it, and you can find different items inside those chests. And now we're going to go to the next one. So this is like the other one. This is called the Hollow Tree. So if you break in, you'll find that it's hollow, and you guys can climb up. When I get up here eventually, and as you can see, it's just a hollow tree, and you guys can make a tree house if you guys want to up here. There's really nothing. No! There's really nothing to it. It's just another one of those structures that gives more life to your world. Nevertheless, I really enjoy the little details that it adds. And this is it. This is a hollow tree. Next one. This is the Hydra layer. So this is where you'll find the Hydra, and this is where you'll have your epic battle against this dumb lizard. And then we can move on to the next structure. This is the next one. This is called the Knight's Stronghold, and the way you need to do is, once you get here, you'll have to put a trophy on top of the pedestal, and it'll open up the chamber, and then you can drop down into the actual dungeon. Well, you'll have to fight some mobs that will spawn in here, and you can also explore and get some cool things. Next place. Next we have the labyrinth, and this is the entrance of it, and then you can jump down into it, and then you can start finding your way through the labyrinth to find. It's broken. It's broken. Anyway, you guys can find the Minotaur, I believe, in here. Next structure. So this is the large hollow hill, and you'll find a bunch of like ore everywhere here, and you also find some spawn eggs with annoying little mobs that will make your life difficult, but it's a great place for you guys to acquire ore in your travels. Next place. So this is the Lich Tower. This is where you'll find the Lich all the way on top, but this is how it looks from the exterior. So when you guys come in first, you guys will walk through these doors, and they start trying to take over it and conquer it. So this is a great dungeon to start conquering. I love these dungeons that are huge, just because it just makes it difficult and fun, because there's so much for you to explore and do in them. Next structure. So this is the medium size hill. So it's smaller than the other one, hollow hill, but you'll find also ore in here, and it's just similar to it. Next structure. So this is called the Naga courtyard, and this is where you'll find the Naga, this guy over here that seems like it's freaking out, and you'll have your boss battle with it in this location. And this is how it looks from the top. This is called the quest grove, and this is where you'll find the quest sheep, and this is where you'll have to bring in all the wool and give it to it so it can grow and finally give you its trophy. Next structure. This is another variation of the hollow hill. You'll find also ore. This is the small variation of it. So this is how it looks. It just looks like a small cave, I guess. Next structure. This is called the Troll's Cave. And if I find... Where is the troll? Well, there's some chests in here with a bunch of things. Well, okay, here they are. Here are Mr. Trolls. So this is the Troll Cave, and this is where you want to go so you can acquire all this good stuff in those chests. Next structure. This is the final structure. This is the Jedis Cave, and this is where you find the Jedis all around, and this is where the Alpha Jedi is going to spawn at, and you'll have your battle with this big guy, big chunky guy. And that's all the structures, everything in the mod. If I missed anything, please let me know. I might have missed something. There's so much in it. This review is going to be longer. Also, you made it to the end. I am going to review the other mob, I think it was Spawn, that I was asked to review. I just had already this one in the works, so I didn't want to wait, and I wanted to finish it. So the next mod showcase will be that one. And if you did like it, the showcase, hit that like and don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.